Hi there. Today we're going to talk about something very fundamental to personal and professional success, setting realistic expectations and achieving your goals. Often we set goals and we put high hopes, but we fail to achieve them because our expectations were very unrealistic or we didn't even plan effectively. So, setting achievable goals and managing our expectations can make the difference between success and frustration. So, let's explore some practical strategies to help you set realistic goals and create a path to achieving them because that is the most important. So, if you're interested in learning how to set realistic expectations and achieving your goals, this video is for you. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Welcome back, guys. So, let's dive right into it. The first thing you want to do is to define clear and specific goals. You want to break down what you want to achieve into clear, specific, and measurable objectives. This is the foundation of whatever goal you are trying to achieve and whatever expectation that you have in your head. You have to be able to define it, make sure it is clear. Those objectives, are they clear, specific, and measurable? Once they are, then we can continue the journey. The next thing, to make sure that your goals are realistic and structured, it has to follow the SMART criteria. That's the second thing. Make sure your goals follow the SMART criteria, which is specific, S is specific, M is measurable, A is achievable, R is realistic, and T is time bound. Once your goals follow these 5 principles or the 5 criteria, you are on a fantastic journey. So the first one that I said we're going to do is to make sure that we define our goals into clear and specific. But now I'm saying that the second thing is to make sure that your goals follow the SMART criteria. So to be able to achieve your goals, this third tip is very important. You have to assess your resources and your limitations. What are the resources that are available to you? And what are the constraints that you might likely face? You need to be able to understand these things so that whatever time frame that you have set for yourself, you will be able to achieve it. Because remember that we said that what we're trying to learn is how to set realistic expectations and how to achieve our goals. So it's one thing to have an expectation, it's another thing to understand how to achieve those goals. So you need to be sure that your limitations, you have an idea of the limitations or the constraints that you might face, and you also have an idea or complete knowledge of the resources that you have. So be it your time, your skills, everything that you need for that goal. That means you have completely done a thorough research on what you want to achieve. Next thing you want to do is to break your goals into smaller steps. I mean, there's a big picture, fantastic, but looking at the big picture every time might be very overwhelming. So you need to break your goals into smaller steps. And this way you can record tiny progress and celebrate your small wins because you need to stay motivated. So anything that will keep you overwhelmed and keep you disturbed or discouraged, try as much as possible to avoid it. And one of these ways to avoid it is to break the goals into smaller steps. So if you watched my video previously, I have a video talking about how to stay motivated and all of that through tough times. I think you should watch that and you understand how to stay motivated. But one of it is to just make sure that your goals are broken into smaller steps. The next thing you want to do is to make sure you set realistic time frames. One of the biggest problems of achieving our goals is when we set an unrealistic expectation or an unrealistic time frame. If you want to lose, let me talk about weight. So if you want to lose 30 kg and you give yourself a time frame of 1 week, how realistic is that? It just feels like you are not even ready to lose the weight. Do you understand? So sometimes when you set unrealistic time frames for yourself, I think you're already shooting yourself in the foot by giving yourself that kind of time frame because you would not achieve that goal. It's not possible and you'll be discouraged. So in order to avoid being discouraged, set realistic time frames for yourself. This way, you'll be able to track your progress and understand that you are doing everything within your power to make sure things work. The next thing is for you to be able to stay flexible and adjust when needed. Because you have set your goals and you've checked everything, you've checked your resources and your limitations, does not still mean that some things cannot change along the line. So being able to understand and adjust some things along the line, because life can happen without you looking at yourself as a failure, is an important part of achieving your goals. So being flexible enough to understand that, okay, this might not be able to happen now, but what are we trying to achieve next? What do I do? Where do I adjust? Where do I come in? All those. So being able to adjust when needed is very important because life can happen at any point. And I said that we have to be realistic. So if you know that you're being realistic, it just means that anything can happen anytime and you might just need to change your plans or do something else or maybe speed up. Sometimes you might not have the time that you thought you had and you might have to just speed up whatever it is that you were doing to be able to achieve that thing. So Whatever it is, remain flexible and be open to changing things when the need arises. The next thing is to track your progress regularly. You need to be able to track your progress periodically and make sure that you know what's going on. Because if you have broken, like I said earlier, we have broken our steps, our goals into smaller steps. It means that for every step that you take, you should be able to track it. So we are about progress and not perfection over here. So make sure you're able to track your progress as time goes on. You must track your progress. This way, it will help you to understand when things are not aligning, when things are not going as planned. But if you don't have any progress record or you don't have any track record, how do you know what you are doing? You're just looking at the big picture. You might end up not achieving that goal. It's too much of a chance to take for you not to track your progress. So if you want to achieve your goals and you are ready for this journey, please be ready to track your progress. And it will take us to the next one, which is to celebrate small wins. If you have tracked your progress, you can see that you are winning at some point. Like there'll be something that you have done that shows that I have won this particular thing and I'm moving on to the next level. So being able to celebrate your small wins. I'm going to say it. I know some of you are already waiting for this line, but I'll say it. Over here, you know that I am queen of celebrating small wins. And I know that in this community, we now celebrate our small wins. Yes, I know we do. So celebrate your small wins after tracking your progress. This way, you do what? You stay motivated. Your expectations you find your expectations coming through and you see yourself achieving your goals easier than before. The next thing is to learn from setbacks. Now, setbacks are a part of the process, and you need to understand that picking up a few lessons from the setbacks and knowing where to adjust and how to adjust your approach is very, very important. So because you have tracked your progress doesn't mean that you will win every time. Sometimes you'd have a major setback. It might be major, it might be minor, but learn from those setbacks, adjust your approach, pick yourself up again. Don't look at yourself as a failure and just move. You have a goal to achieve, and that's the most important thing. Don't let anything stop you. Don't let anything hold you back. Anything that you see as a setback, please just understand that it is part of the process, and your story is just an ingredient in your story and to make it make sense. Do you understand? So pick yourself up and go again. Like me, when I wanted to enter university, I said it every time. You already know. I wrote JAM 4 times before I finally got admission into a polytechnic, and I had to write JAM again before I now got admission into a university. So let me tell you, it was a setback, major setback, and I could have said, no, I'm not going to school again and all of that. But I wrote it, and I know a lot of my friends and people around me that maybe had similar experiences or have written one exam or the other and they failed, but they picked themselves up and they wrote the exam again and they passed. So whatever setback that you're going through is just part of the process. People have faced it, people are still facing it, and they're picking themselves up. You are not a failure. Learn from it and move on. And this brings me to the last one, which is for you to stay committed and focused. You need to understand why you are doing this, and you must always remember that. Stay focused, even when things are not going as planned, even when things are not going the way you expect them to go. Stay focused, eyes on the prize. Put your eyes on the prize. Where are you going to? If you have followed all these steps, I bet you are on a very wonderful path to achieving your goals. So don't let anything hold you back. Don't let anything stop you. If you have watched this video up until this point, wow, you're a real MVP, and I love you so much. Thank you so much for watching. Please do not forget to click on the subscribe button. Until I come your way next time, my name is Jenny UKPAI. See ya!